Dianna Russini joins us every week. She is very stressed right now. She's always stressed. She has that kind of job. She's the senior NFL insider for The Athletic. Her podcast with Chase Daniels called Scoop City. It's a massive hit. She is joining us from the owners' meetings right now. You appear to be very stressed out. What is going on there?
I joined the show on Tuesdays because I love talking football with you guys, and you know I love you. But every time I'm on this show, stuff is happening. Davante Adams is a New York Jet. He's been traded from the Las Vegas Raiders. He is headed to New York. In fact, I think he's in New York at this moment. I'm trying to confirm that right now. But yeah, all of this happened, and we knew this was leading up to this point. All signs were pointing to the Jets here for weeks, and I was told that Woody wanted to make sure they did not mess this deal up. So they're able to get Aaron Rodgers' really good friend, another weapon, obviously someone that he trusts outside of Allen Lazard, who can now join this Jets team. So after, a really difficult loss on Monday Night Football, some good news for Jets fans today.
Yes, and if you have to go here to do your job, just let us know and we'll let you go here. Do you have any idea what the Jets gave back to get Davante Adams?
Yeah. So the Raiders are going to receive a 3rd-round pick that can become a 2nd round based on his performance. So, this is like the Stephon Diggs trade. It's kind of like how we've been discussing it on the show about what a trade would look like. It's not as good, but it's close. The Bills were lurking around a little bit there. They were trying to land Adams. That obviously is not something that worked out for them. Currently trying to work on the compensation, because if you guys remember, we talked about this on the show. Mark Davis did not want to take on this salary. So in this moment right now, I'm just trying to confirm to see how much the Jets are going to be taking on, if all of it, and if the Raiders are helping them out a little bit. So we'll stay tuned here as this stuff is all just developing once again on the show.
This segment is presented by LinkedIn Jobs. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/prep. Terms and conditions apply.
Dianna, what is the weight of this Davante Adams signing for the Jets? Does it transform Aaron Rodgers into the quarterback they thought? Does it make the Jets a playoff team? What do you see the impact as?
Okay, the Raiders are not paying any of Davante Adams' salary, according to a source close to the situation right now. So, look, I think the Jets are all in on this. They are giving Aaron Rodgers and this offense and this team every single possible thing that they can do to try to maximize Aaron Rodgers while his time is here as he's getting older. We don't know how much longer he's going to be a New York Jet. So I look at this as, guys, a week ago, I was on the show with you talking about the firing of Robert Saleh. And now a week later, they're meeting with Haason Reddick's new representation. Drew Rosenhaus has been granted an opportunity to seek a trade right now for Haason Reddick. The Jets told him, you got a short window here to try to see if you can get a trade partner. Otherwise, let's try to see if we can work this out in New York. So potentially, if they can fix this with Haason Reddick and Drew Rosenhaus can work his magic, they could get Reddick in the building as well, along with Davante Adams. So look, I think it's just obvious. Woody knows that this is the window. This is the window. We laugh about Jerry Jones saying all in. I don't know. This is all in to me.
Dan, I was just going to ask you about Haason Reddick. Now that they have Davante Adams coming to New York, does this motivate them to kind of make something happen? Because this morning you reported that they gave him permission to kind of seek a trade, but now wouldn't you want to get him in?
You do. You want to get him in, but again, you're dealing with a situation where they started off in a really bad spot because they lost trust in one another. Haason Reddick thought that the Jets were going to be able to give him a deal that they agreed upon. The Jets said, no, that's not what we said. We said that we'd see how you would perform. There was some sort of miscommunication, and everyone close to Haason was telling me that he is going to die on this hill, that he is not going back. So now with the change of voice here in terms of his representation, and guys, you don't hire Drew Rosenhaus if you don't want to play football, right? You hire Drew because he gets it done. So Drew right now is trying to figure out what the market is for Haason outside of the Jets if they aren't able to work it out as a backup plan. But also the Jets know that there's a chance that they could lose Haason. And look, you have to look at it from Joe Douglas's standpoint too on this. What kind of shape is Haason in right now? right? This is a player they need right now. How long is it going to take for him to get in play shape and accustomed to the Jets' way of doing things? There's a lot of factors there. Davante Adams is in the building in New York. As it's coming in. Is this ridiculous to you guys right now? Like just watching
No,
this?
I love you telling us that he's in the
to
building. Yeah,
the Jets know the season already started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
she
2
can
and 4.
confirm
Yeah,
earlier
2 and 4.
reports.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
They know it started. So.
I'll filibuster a little bit while
You're
you
like, we're going all
catch
in.
up on stuff.
Yeah, Mike, let me just catch up on these 2 texts and tweets, and I'm going to be right with you.
Yeah, totally understood. As those that are just joining us are learning, Davante Adams has been traded to the New York Jets. Now, there were a couple of teams that were kicking the tires on acquiring Davante Adams.
She said Buffalo.
Yeah. I heard Buffalo as well through my sources. So, Dianna, what is Buffalo going to do now, and what is the entire wide receiver market going to do now that Davante Adams is off the board? You have these teams that were aggressively pursuing the Saints, and Buffalo were in on this Davante Adams sweepstakes. I'm wondering if they pivot and go elsewhere.
Yeah, look, we got the trade deadline coming up in just a few weeks. I was just, God, I sometimes I just wish there was a camera on my phone so you guys can see the mistakes before I catch them.
Right.
Like I just was about to tweet, Davante Adams is in the Jets building. Pet my sources. Like,
Oh, your dog?
I'm the senior NFL insider at The Athletic, owned by the New York Times. And I almost just tweeted that.
Yeah.
So this is why I love this show, because you guys accept me for everything I am.
Even busy. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Other wide receivers possibly on the move.
Yeah,
Buffalo Bills, something. Right?
No, it's a great question, because they need help, right? We saw Josh struggling yesterday. Last night. It just looked like, look, this season is on Josh Allen's shoulders. It's if he does not win this for him, if he does not run the ball, if he does not use his body and his ability to create plays, the Buffalo Bills are in trouble. Their defense obviously had some really great moments last night themselves, but this team is going to need more if they want to go deep. They cannot just rely on Josh. So with the trade deadline coming up on November 5th, we're a few weeks out. Look, there's receivers. DeAndre Hopkins in Nashville would make sense to me. Amari Cooper he's got a great contract situation for Buffalo, who doesn't have a lot of money. And now look, these aren't names of players that I think Buffalo, stands up clapping like, yes, we got to get this guy in the building. But it's something. It's players that are veterans that have played at a high level at some point here, and perhaps could use a change of scenery themselves. So we'll see. And then, as you know, the great thing about the trade deadline is teams that have told me they're not going to be busy in terms of dealing are saying that on October 15th. But so much changes between now and then.
Do you think Adams will be active for the Jets' next game on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, I do. Look, he's dealing
God
with
damn it. They're playing the Steelers, Dianna. Can you stop that from happening?
I have no juice in that Jets building, I can tell you that much. If anything, they would probably escort me out like they did with Salah if they could. But no, look, I think they're going to try to get, he's in the building for a reason, right? So he's going to get a physical and probably hop right into meetings the second the players are in the building. In fact, someone texted me that he's already meeting with the coaching staff. So this is really good news for the Jets that are trying to squeeze this, and bad news for the Steelers that, look, they have figured out how to get this offense going with Justin Fields, and talking to people there and even just Steeler players. They're really supportive of Justin Fields. They're all in. I know there were a lot of conversations being had last week about Russell Wilson, and it is an interesting factor, and it's great that he's there and he's a captain. But it just appears to me, just through these conversations, that Justin's the guy, and they want to build this around him. Do I think Russell could get on the field at some point? Maybe, but I don't think the Justin Fields seat is as hot as some people believe it to be in Pittsburgh.